Greetings and welcome to part 5 of the trombone series. We're going to be looking at the green belt using essential elements. This would be numbers 59 through about 89. 59 through 89 on pages 14 through 17. So we're going to get right into it. So first of all, looking at page 14, at the top of the page it talks about a tie. It says a tie is a curved line connecting notes of the same pitch. Play one note for the combined counts of the tied notes. So basically what that means is that you have two notes and you make them together. Just put them together. So in this instance, in 59, you start off with a half note F, then you have two quarter note E flats. But you notice there's a little tie above them, that little line, that curved line. That means instead of playing two E flats, you're going to play one long one. So each quarter note is one beat. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So basically, two tied quarter notes are going to sound just like a half note. So here's 59. What we don't want to hear is this. Notice how I didn't tie those notes that time? That curved line, make them into one long note. Let's look at number 60, Alouette. So number 60, you're tying a half note, which is 2 beats, to a quarter note, which is 1 beat. So you're going to be holding that E flat for 3 beats. Looking at number 61, look at the box above 61. It talks about a dotted half note. So a dotted half note is 3 beats. It's just a half note with a dot. You hold it for 3 beats. It's just like tying a half note to a quarter note, except it's different. It's a dotted half note. Looking at number 61, Alouette the sequel, the exact same song as number 60, except instead of doing the tie for the 2 plus 1 for 3 beats, you have a dotted half note. Number 62 is the first Greenbelt song. The other two Greenbelt songs are 76 and 78. We'll get to those in a little bit. So 62 is the first Greenbelt song, Camptown Races. Notice there's a repeat, but for the purposes of our video, we're just going to do it one time. Things I'm looking for if you're playing this is that C, that dotted half note C, are you holding that for the whole 3 beats? Are you making sure that your eighth notes are shorter than your quarter notes? Remember, an eighth note is half the beat length, half the length of a quarter note. So that's your Greenbelt song. Let's look at page 15 here. At the very top of the page, we have a 3/4 time signature. So we've had 4/4. The top number tells you how many beats are in each measure or box of music, so 4 beats. We've had 2/4, so we had 2 in each box of music. Now we have 3, so there are going to be 3 beats in every box of music. So let's take a look at number 67. This is using that 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It's very dance-like. Also, just to kind of make sure, because these ones are a little easier, the 67 through 69 we're looking at, please make sure you're tonguing. That articulation is very important, especially now that you're into the green belt. You are advanced enough that you can be always focusing on that nice crisp t, 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 t. That nice crisp sound. We don't want the air attack, the huffing. It just will never sound as good. Here's 3-beat jam, number 67. Also in 3/4 is number 68, which is Bar Carol. Another fun one kids like to do is number 69, which is Morning from Peer Gynt. Notice that above it, it says Andante. That is a slow walking tempo. Notice that it starts piano. That little P underneath that 3/4 means that you start off quietly. You have a crescendo to a mezzo forte, the MF, a decrescendo, or get quieter, down to a piano. We're going to take a look at. Look about just a little above it. You see the orange box that says accent. That little, it almost looks like a decrescendo, but it's little. And you see that over a note. An accent means to emphasize the note, give it a little punch. So take a listen to number 71, the Mexican clapping song, to hear those accents. Accents might be a little hard if you're a younger player, but doing them is still a good exercise. Turn the page with me to page 16. Now, with page 16, more new stuff. Let's take a look at the very top. The first thing in the orange box, it says accidental. So anytime you see a sharp, a flat, or a natural sign on a note that it's not in the key signature, that means that it's called an accidental. We'll get into more of that later. It also shows you the flat sign, which we talked about when we began the trombone. It says it lowers the pitch of a note by a half step. All you have to realize is that if you see a note with nothing on it, it's a natural. If you see a note with a little B on it, then it's a flat. Eventually, we're going to learn the sharps too, which is like a hashtag or a tic-tac-toe. That means it's sharp, and they're all different notes. Okay? For instance, if you have E flat is the note we know in third position, E sharp would actually be in second position. I'm sorry, E, just regular E natural because flat is lower. So E flat is in third, E natural would be in second, and then E sharp would be in first. But we'll get into more of that a little bit later. Look at number 73, we have hot muffins. This is hot cross buns starting on C. Notice that you have a new note, which is A flat in third position. You've had low A in second position. A flat is going to sound a little lower in third position. Nice meaty note. All right, here is hot muffins. Also remember that the flat sign, when it's on a note, is in effect for the whole measure of music. So in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th measure of hot muffins, you notice that you have 4 A's. But the first one has a flat sign on it. The rest of them don't. But because the first one does, it means all of them in that box, just that box, are all going to be A flat third position. Which you can hear. You know hot cross buns. Look at number 75. We're going to learn high A flat. Just like the low A flat, it's also in third position. You can see the 3 underneath the note. Here's 75. 76 and 78 are the Greenbelt songs, and this is where it gets a little bit confusing. Look at that orange box. It says theory. It says first, the new key signature. Notice that there is, it says the key signature indicates the key of E flat. All the B's is B flats, all the E's is E flats, and all the A's is A flats. So let's think about that for a second. So you see the little picture there with the bass clef, and then you notice that you have 3 little flat signs on the staff. We learned the notes on our clef, right? Good boys do fine always, and all cows eat grass. So looking there, the first little flat sign is on the second line. Good boys. That means all your B's are flat, which is good, because that's the only one you know. Then we go into, on the third space, all cows eat. All your E's are flat. Again, so far, this is the only one you know. Then now, the first space is the next one, and that's your A, right? Your A space. That means all your A's are flat. And you know an A natural, which is second, and you know an A flat, which is third. So you always want to look at the beginning of a piece of music so you can figure out what notes are flat. Usually, especially at your level, you're going to be playing B flat and E flat almost all the time. But the A flat is the one that about half the time you're going to be in third position, half the time you're going to be natural with second position. So always take a look at that key signature. It's very important. I'm sure your band director, especially if it's me, is always going A flat or A natural. There's just every instrument has that one kind of note that is always one or the other half the time. Okay. The other new thing in there is the first and second endings. This is probably the trickiest thing. It says play through the first ending, then play the repeated section of the music, skipping the first ending and playing the second ending. So let's explain this. Look at High Flying, number 76. You're going to go beginning all the way through the first line, and then most of the way through the second line, and then you notice that there is a repeat sign. Okay, so we go beginning to the repeat sign. Then you're going to go back to the beginning, like you've done before when you see a repeat sign, and you're going to go all the way to the end, but this time you're going to go all the way to the very end, and you're going to skip the part that's under the 1. Okay? So you can only have a first and second ending when you're repeating something. So the first time you play, you use the thing that has the 1. The second time you play, you go to the 2. Okay? So let's go through the notes. So it's going to be B, E, F, G, G, G. Key signature has an A flat, third position. C, C, F, C, B, D, E, F, G, F, F, E, C, B, B. We hit the repeat sign. We're going back to the beginning. B, E, F, G, 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 A flat, C, C, F, C, B, D, E, F, G, F. Now we hit the 1, so you jump over E. And that one, you notice that E is, that is a dotted half note E flat tied to a quarter note E flat, so you're going to hold that E flat for 4 beats. So that's your second Greenbelt song. Your last Greenbelt song is number 78, Up on a Housetop. This also has first and second endings. So you go beginning to the repeat sign, back to the beginning, and then you go until you hit the 1, jump over the 1, go to the 2, and then play to the end. Alrighty, so let's try this one. Look at the key signature. Notice that this one has B flat and E flat in the key signature, but there's no A flat. So if you do encounter an A, which you won't in this one, it would be second position. Repeat. Go. That's your last Greenbelt song. Now there's just one other concept on this page that I want to look at with you, and that is number 80 on page 17, called the big airstream, and you have another new note of high B flat. We know it's a high B flat because it's way up there on the staff. In fact, it's at the very top of the staff. So this is where it goes beyond the 5 lines and 4 spaces, and now we're sitting on top. But think of the alphabet, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So on top would be B. This is high B flat, also first position. So here's the big airstream. Did you check the key signature to make sure that you notice that they have the A flat? We have B flat, E flat, A flat, so that A is a flat A, third position. One other one I just like to do, there's really nothing new about it, but it's fun, I think, is 83, Down by the Station, 2/4 time, B flat, E flat, A flat. Notice that the tempo is allegro, which means kind of quick. So that's the green belt, and the next section is going to look at the purple belt song starting on 90. Keep on practicing, keep on doing a great job, and we'll see you later.